Hello everybody. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful afternoon in Bali. I'm hanging out at our villa by the pool. I want to make this video for mental projectors or even for people who know a mental projector in their life, because as a mental projector myself, I have found that there's not that many resources about mental projectors, and it's been a little bit tricky for me to find information or resources to help learn about my unique design. So I wanted to offer this video, offer some insights and wisdom that I have gained as a 6'2" mental projector, in hopes that it can serve you on your journey of self-discovery. So, mental projectors, if you don't know already, is if you have your human design chart, and mental projectors are either going to have their head, their ajna, or their throat defined. So they're going to have 2 out of those 3 centers defined, and the rest of their chart will be open or undefined. Okay, so we're still projectors, yet our entire beneath the throat is open. Okay, so there's a lot of openness in the mental projector graph. And I've heard a lot of people say that being a mental projector is very similar to being a reflector, which is kind of obvious, right? Because reflectors are obviously completely open in their body graph, and mental projectors are almost completely open. So there's some fundamental differences, but I'm going to get into really what it feels like to be a mental projector and how we can survive, not only survive, but thrive in a world where there's not very many of us. There's only 3% mental projectors in the world. So I'd love to just share a little bit about my own experience. So the other day I was watching a video, and this guy was describing the importance of environment for a mental projector. Now, this is really true for anyone who has an open G center in their chart, but it is especially true for mental projectors. Because think about it, where we are open in our chart, we are receiving information, we are receiving our environment and amplifying it back out. So we are deeply receiving and taking in our environment. So yes, environment is hugely important. And it made me realize, I've been a world traveler most of my life, especially the last 10 years or so. I've been to every continent except for Antarctica. And it made me realize that's probably why. It's because when I'm in a new environment, it's like I'm having a completely new experience of life. I'm feeling the nuance of a culture, of the people around me. And so I just love travel because it gives me flavors. I get to sample so many different walks of life. And, this guy in the video was also saying how important it is to study your environment. And I was journaling about it later, and then I realized something so funny is that I have my degree, my Bachelor of Science, in environmental studies. Like, I literally got my degree in studying environments, and that's what this man was saying that we have to do as mental projectors, is to study our environments. I just thought that was a really funny connection. And I want to reiterate what he was saying. He's saying the top 2 things that you need to do as a mental projector is to be in the correct environment, and then to trust, surrender, and let go. So you might be asking, well, what's my correct environment? That depends on a couple things. First, check out your environment when you look up your body graph. I like to use geneticmatrix.com. You can see what environment you are meant for. Mine is mountains active. And if you know your environment, I'd love to hear it. If you want to put it in the comments below, let me know what environment you are. So that can be kind of helpful to start to understand But really, more than anything, is a correct environment for you is an environment that feels good to you. That's all that matters. Nothing else really matters, you know? As long as you feel good in your body when you're in that environment, then I would say it's correct for you. So, wherever you are right now watching this video, I want you to just tune into your body, feel how your body's feeling, feel how your mind is feeling. Ask yourself, how am I feeling in this environment? How is my body feeling? Okay, your body and how you're feeling is essentially a direct reflection of your environment. You are your environment. You are your environment. So that's kind of amazing, right? If you feel, this was a breakthrough I had the other day. When I would feel like tight or icky or uncomfortable in my body, I kind of blamed myself or my body. I was like, man, what's wrong with my body? Like, I feel like I'm doing all the right things for my mental and physical health. Why do I have these weird sensations? And then it was like this light bulb moment. Oh my goodness. It's not that there's something wrong with my body. My body is a barometer or a mirror for my environment. Our bodies as mental projectors are these beautiful tools that we have to get an insight onto how this environment is, right? If it's this like dodgy, unsafe, dirty, damp environment, we're probably gonna feel that in our body. Whereas if it's an environment that feels really good for us, whatever that is for you, for me that's like spacious and clean and airy and filled with light, then I'm going to feel that in my body. I'm going to feel that openness, that expansion. So I want you to really pay attention to how you are feeling in your body. And it takes the pressure off because, it's not like there's something wrong with you if you feel bad. It's just maybe an indicator that you're living in the wrong environment or you're hanging out with incorrect people who are not supporting your your highest path. And so I really want you to pay attention to those things as you go on as a mental projector. Now, we are not like a total perfect mirror for our environments, right? Like reflectors are more of that archetype of the perfect reflection, the perfect mirror for society, an environment, a group of people. So yes, we are reflections of our environment, but there's still this huge factor of our mind, right? Like I have defined head, ajna, and throat. And that I can't deny is having an influence on how I'm feeling, how I'm thinking about things. So your definition is going to have an impact, and also your conditioning is going to have an impact. So, I can't say that I'm just this pure vessel that is a complete reflection of my environment. No, it's gonna, like, what if I have conditioning around me or trauma that, is in my subconscious of like, well, a traumatic experience happened to me when I was in a dark, small room. Then every time I go in a dark, small room, it's gonna probably bring up sensations that remind me of that trauma. However, it's not necessarily because that environment is incorrect. It's because I have traumatic conditioning for that environment. Does that make sense? So pay attention to that as well. Whether you have conditioning or even having a defined head and ajna, you're going to have certain thoughts or opinions or beliefs about things that are going to influence the way that you think or feel. So yeah, I just want to encourage you all you beautiful mental projectors, to really take heed in putting yourself in the right environment, in the correct environment for you. I think there's nothing more important than that. I'm actually house hunting right now for where me and my partner are going to live here in Bali. And luckily, I was reminded of this information right in the midst of this house hunting. So I'm really grateful to have this reminder as I'm about to step into a new place. And just remember that there's nothing more important than living in an environment that feels really good to you, which includes the people that you're around, right? And once you're there, once you're in that environment that feels good, then just trust and surrender. You know, do what feels good. Follow your profile and your strategy, waiting for the invitation, and, you know, listening to your profile, listening to your authority. Obviously, mental projectors, we have a different external authority, so that's really gonna be a mirror from external factors. I hope this helps. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I would love to hear from you. Also, feel free to check me out. Send me a message on Instagram if you enjoyed this video. My Instagram is @HighVibeGlow. And thank you for watching. Good luck, mental projectors. You're doing an amazing job. We need you, you know, we are so needed on this planet, and it's important for us to take care of ourselves and know what we need so that we can be healthy and feeling whole and energized. And then from that place, you know, the energy, the love is overflowing from our cup, and we can give from that place. So blessings. Have a beautiful day.